All right. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. I am Chester C. Busby III, your host, and very happy to be here with you guys today. We got some interesting news to cover for sure, but we're going to get to that in a moment. Of course, we do appreciate you guys coming in. Definitely check out our links and see what's going on with those various things, particularly our Facebook page, Fan Speak. But also, you can hit that link and talk to me about getting on this show or getting on the fan edition of Drawn and Quartered as well. I will give out the shout out for the share a little bit later when there's a few more people in here. But I do see Roger Heller is here. Nice to see you, dude. You usually be the first now, and poor Joshua, he's lost his standing. Oh well. But nevertheless, let's come over here and say hello to our peoples. We have the absolute artist extreme, Mr. Todd Mulrooney. How you doing, dude?
I thought that was for
Hey,
me.
I'm doing really
Yeah, I thought
good.
you were talking about me.
I I spent the day working on something big for YouTube. We're gonna do a co-op channel for
Hmm.
creators. Maybe on a different day I'll come on and talk about that. But
Oh, please do, man. That sounds fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And George, of course, we know you're an artist, and I've seen the Superman you did, which was absolutely phenomenal. But I see you more as an executive, George. I don't know why.
Well, gee, that sounds awesome. I didn't even know I was elevated to such class,
There you
such
go.
such style. I could be a contender. I could I could be a somebody.
Okay, don't let it go to your head. Then, of course, we have the Denali Lama, who we love very much, and is our news collector, and he's collected some interesting news. How you doing, Denali?
I'm doing awesome today. Just chilling out, being drama llama free because that's how we roll here. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's just waste your energy. It doesn't do anything in the end anyway. But people seem to
Mhm.
be enjoying it. I know what noticed that even though our views on the back end are pretty much the same, our live attendance has been really low because of all this Comicsgate nonsense that's been going on. Everyone's streaming about. But that's all right because
Mhm.
they watch it in the end anyway. So it's all good.
Yep.
We had a great TFT yesterday. That Walt Disney show was excellent. We had some very knowledgeable people, man. Mark Pellegrini and Tim Lim came on with Gary Shipman, and they had a lot of real knowledge and real insight. I was really happy about it. That was a good show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But then, of course, guys, last but certainly not least, the most oily flightless bird in the whole planet, Booster.
I thought that one was for Dinale. Oh well, yeah. Well, yeah, that is me. I'm here as well. I have chicken in the oven. I'm very excited.
Oh,
I'm
that's
very
good.
excited for
That's
chicken.
good.
Yeah.
Well, so it threw you off a little bit that I didn't start with you today. I started with somebody else. I do apologize. I
Kind
won't
of,
do that
kind of,
again.
kind of hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Feel like a bit of a diva right now. I'm gonna throw a
Oh.
blood tantrum.
Oh goodness! But actually, we were before we came. Of course, we have news we're going to get to in a moment. We'll give it a few minutes for a few people to roll in here. Those of you guys that are in here, please do hit that share button. I mean, the subs and like is awesome. We love that, but the sharing is really what helps us. We are live streamers, and let your family and friends and extended community know what's going on, so they come join us. Yeah, get a bigger crew. But before we get to the news, I did want to talk a little bit about what we were talking about before. We're not going to get into spoilers because maybe everybody hasn't watched it, but I've seen The Boys 1 through 8. How many of you guys have seen the whole bit?
I
I
have
watched the whole lot within 2 days. I was very excited.
Yeah,
I've
we
seen
did
it
too.
too. Yep,
You too, George. How about you,
yep.
Denali?
I've gone halfway through it.
Halfway. Okay. How
Yeah.
about you, Todd? You watch any of that? No comment from the Todd. But
No, not yet. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I muted myself.
oh,
No,
that's
not
fine.
yet. I haven't watched a single bit of it yet.
Well, we're not
I
going to
have
give any
watched
spoilers.
the
We're not going
covering.
to get any spoilers. Don't worry about it. We will maybe next week do a full show talking about it, but just to kind of chat for a few minutes about it here. It's interesting. What I will say about it is this: The Boys is one of my favorite comics of series of all time. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I loved it. Right, and I have to say, the pros of this show, the acting is freaking stellar. I mean, it's outstanding. I don't even think I saw a single moment of poor acting. Even some of the bystanders, people in the back, did a good job. It's really good acting. The production value is awesome. The cinematography is awesome. The special effects is awesome. It's very it's not tons of CG, but when it's used, it's appropriate and perfect. I think. Um, and they have a story. So I mean, these are great things. The negatives for me is they've diverged from the story quite a bit. There's definitely get woke, go broke, Me Too, feminist stuff in it for sure, but it is subtle. It's not so harsh in your face. Well, not all the time. And the fact that it's so well done, it's got me. I can't make a decision on it yet. But anyway, I don't want to give any spoilers. I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit. Booster, what do you think about it?
I just think it was excellent start to finish. Maybe at the start there was a little less funny and a lot more ugly and mean spirited. But
Yeah.
I suppose there are parts of this, and Garth Ennis's writing supposed to make you feel a bit and ugly, you know.
Mhm.
They definitely captured Garth Ennis's spirit with this, unlike Preacher did, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Preacher was a lot more light toned and
It
goofy.
was.
This show, yeah, this captures that Garth Ennis
Yeah,
spirit.
but see, I would like it to have been meaner, actually.
Yeah, even more
Yeah,
mean. Oh,
more,
bloody
more.
hell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're right. For a TV show from Amazon Prime, they captured it as but best as you're going to get it, right?
And
I agree. I agree.
how much? And without spoiling too much, funniest scene by far involves the Deep, a van, and a dolphin.
I know
Yes,
what you're talking
that's
about.
Holy
that's
shit!
awesome.
I laughed so hard. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's really solid TV. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the best TV shows I've seen in quite a while, actually. It's just I'm conflicted, dude. I'm conflicted. What do you think, George?
For me, this is not a spoiler, so don't worry about it. For me, it brought it home when I saw Billy Zane.
Oh, frig yeah, Billy Zane. There's a lot of little
Oh,
cameos, right?
I laughed so hard. That was a hardcore. It, it was such a and the dolphin going and the dolphin being
Shh,
projected.
no, no, no,
And
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying
no.
the dolphin being projected like a can. It's like
Yeah, you're giving spoilers, George. Stop, man.
okay. Then the lobster scene. The lobster scene was absolutely hilarious.
You have to give
Oh yeah.
spoilers. You can't help it. I get it. All right. Um,
The lobster scene and the dolphin scene, both of those scenes, just it just I was laughing so hard. It was
yeah.
absolutely hilarious.
You
The
know,
setup, the setup was so perfect. I'm going. I don't know where they're going with this, and then wow.
yeah, no, they were definitely funny. Another thing to keep in mind, this is a trend we've been seeing actually. One, the anti-ginger trend. The ginger apocalypse is real. Once again in here. And Another thing I've noticed is they keep warning of nudity, even though there's no nudity. Yeah, there's a couple scenes, but in generally, when they say there's nudity, there's not. But what they're doing is showing male nudity. They're not showing the women hardly at all. I've seen this as a trend going on. And of course, this is for sure a purely feminist nonsense. So I don't really care, but that is just one of those things. Oh, by the way, Bill, Argos Creations here. I haven't spoken to you in a long time, because I don't get to communicate much. But Bill, you and I need to talk. We really need to talk, dude. I think I found a place for a Manicore, dude. Seriously, we need to have a conversation. But Anyway, anybody else have? Yeah, I know you haven't seen it all, Denali, but you want to give your initial impressions?
I mean, like you mentioned, there's a lot of changes, but they capture the spirit so well and they act so well that I don't even mind it. And I think that's one of the things we've been kind of saying. Give us good stories.
It's true.
We don't.
Oh,
So
It's true.
I can think of a negative. Simon Pegg cannot do an American accent to save his life.
Actually, it's not that bad, dude.
Dude, his accent changed 5 times.
It did.
I'm
It
telling you.
did. It did. But occasionally he's
It
correct.
was not good, but I
Yeah.
love Simon Pegg though.
Oh, we all
Deep
we
love
do
for
like
Simon
we like
Pegg.
Simon, and it's interesting to me that he
Mhm.
would take such a minor role,
Well,
but he
that's
did.
because Huey was based on his likeness, right? But he's far
yeah,
too old to play the role of Louis, so
Yeah, yeah,
Huey rather, that he played his father instead.
yeah. But I can't really give my full comments because I'll get into spoiler territories. But I'm not 100% happy what they've done with Huey. I'm not 100% happy what they've done with Starlight. I think Homelander is different, but it's good. It's good. I don't know, I just can't get into it without spoil. We'll have to do a show. We'll do a section next week, and we'll get into spoilers, and we'll give you guys warnings. But I think one of the things that's really holding off my full opinion, though, is the fact that the 8 episodes they give us don't tell me anything. I have to wait until season 2 before I can make a real opinion of it, because they've left so many strings hanging, which is good, anticipation, right? But they've left so many strings hanging that they could go any direction, and if they go a direction that is at least middle of the road, I'll be happy. If they
Hmm.
if they go more like they did with season 2 of Happy, for instance, right? Season 1 of Happy was awesome. It was great. Season 2 was pure SJW nonsense, right? And if they do that with this, then it's
Great.
good. It's going to ruin it. That's what I think.
I just wish they had something concluded in the first season of The Boys.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally like a half season mark is what it felt like.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't really wrap up any story.
at all. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
not even a little. And I, I'm interested, but I'm also conflicted. It's like, if I'll just talk about the boys, because I can spoil that. They're in the, what is the name of that building? But they have a hangout. All the boys have powers, except for Huey, but he gets in, survives, et cetera, et cetera. All these really cool points that actually are important to the story. They're actually important to the story. None of that is happening in here, and therefore they're going to have to do a completely different story with a completely different ending, because if you read it, the Butcher can go toe to toe and take down freaking Homelander, right? I mean, he can do that, but in this they've done something completely different. So I was like, where the hell are you going with this? I don't know. But
I'd
anyway.
like to just say just now that both the Butcher and Homelanders are played by New Zealanders. You're welcome.
Yeah, okay. Well, Carl Urban, we love Carl Urban for many, many reasons. And all this show does is make you love him more. Because, first of all, he plays the Butcher perfectly. Perfectly. It's exactly what it should be. But then again, Booster, the way they left it at the end, it. I can't get into it. Anyway,
Mhm.
let's move
I
on.
was one last thing. I'm just very glad that they didn't tone down the harshness of the language. I'm used to with you bloody Americans. They always leave out the c word. Usually only get one f bomb a season, right? That's what they do with Preacher. No, 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 no. Not with the boys. We still have the harsh language, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you, Americans.
you're right. It's got that. It's got the blood and guts. And I'm like, well, you went R-rated anyway. Just go there. I mean, they just needed to take another half step, dude. Just go there is what they should have done. But they really pulled back a little bit, and it's unfortunate. But maybe they'll listen to some of the critique, because I'm sure people will critique that. And then the season 2, we'll see it ramp up a little bit. But anyway, let's move on to the actual news of the day.
Yeah.
First thing I want to do here is, of course, share with our group.
I feel like this was a test run just to see
Maybe.
how much interest it
Yeah.
is, because they already ordered season 2 for The Boys, so
Yeah.
we got that to look forward to.
Yeah, and of course they've taken The Expanse as well, which was quite popular. It had a little bit of nonsense in it too, but it was a pretty good show. And they grabbed that, and they've actually we have a season beyond the new one, so we got 5 seasons total. So yeah, Amazon's doing some things, so we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Denali, let's start off here with Bleeding Fool.
All right, from Bleeding Fool, and Alternate Comics are making big moves this fall with an 80-page collected Giants. So, as he mentioned before in some of his other streams, he got 7-Elevens and some stores to pick up his books, and now he's going to be introducing a 80-page $4.99 of collected comics.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
It is. Yeah.
So this is actually good news, and I'm happy to see that Peter Samedi is chugging along and moving ahead and growing his brand. So that's awesome right there.
It is, and we're really happy to see Peter's a really nice guy. We all know, and I hope it goes well. I hope he really knocks into there, and more importantly, if he has success, the other companies will copy him, and that's a good thing, right?
Right. I mean, Success breeds success.
That's true. That is true. But anybody have any comments on what Peter's doing here?
Yeah, looking at Peter in more detail, it looks like he's just literally duplicating Marvel and DC of the 60s and
Yeah.
early 70s.
That's right.
I mean, he's just the system's there, the strategy's there. It's like I can do newsprint. I can do great newsprint.
Mhm.
Why is everyone struggling?
Yeah, no, his point is very valid. Why don't you go back to when the things worked really well? There's an interesting little interview I saw many years ago, but Stan Lee actually did an interview with somebody, and he was talking about why the big hype and all the money that was coming in the '90s and stuff was nonsense. He was explaining why it failed, why it was doomed to failure from the very beginning. He got into it very in depth, and of course, one of the things was that killed it was the speculation market. And he said, look, the real reason why those Batmans and Supermans and stuff like that from the 30s and 40s are so popular, I mean, are so expensive, excuse me, are because during the wartime, a lot of those comics were taken up and the paper was reused for various things, right? And therefore they're very rare. And if you come out in a thing where you're producing, a million copies, of course it's not going to have any value in the future. Stan was very clear about it, and it seems like they didn't listen because they keep trying to do the same nonsense. But maybe they should listen to Stan Lee. He knows a little bit about comic books.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. But
Mhm.
that's a cool interview. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. And there's no holds barred. That's a cool thing. Another cool thing about Stan, he doesn't hold back. He'll tell you exactly what he thinks. But I agree. Yeah, with the comics, Peter does rule. He's awesome. We're very happy to see him have success. And of course, the thing, the more success that Peter has here with alternative comics, the better it is for everybody. This is something you should be supporting absolutely. So, anyway, let's move on. Oh goodness gracious.
So we were talking about this a couple weeks
hmm
ago about the whole legal battle between Warner Brothers and George Miller. He's announced that because they have settled their differences
hmm
and were able to make an agreement, he's going to be directing 3 movies, 2 Mad Max sequels, and a Furiosa spin-off movie.
I thought Fury Road was the Furiosa spin-off movie.
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this article does go into some detail of all that very very briefly, but
Yeah.
in general, it's this is one of those articles where we just kind of talk about the headline. But
Yeah.
So the real question from this headline is this: Do you want more Mad Max with what's his face there? What's the guy playing Mad Max now?
Tom
Tom
Hardy.
Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Do we want more Tom Hardy? Do we want an actual pure Furiosa movie? Oh, man, because
Well,
I was really disappointed with the Charlize Theron in that movie. Very disappointed. I like her as an actress, but she's been shooting blanks lately, man, and that she did a very poor job in that movie. I think before that movie came out, if you told me he was doing a spinoff with having another character, I'd be like, "Cool, Charlize Theron, I'm up for it." But I don't know about now.
yeah.
Well,
I
was it her
mean,
fault or was it the movie? I mean, her acting wasn't bad in it.
Yes, it was. It was very
You think
poor.
so?
It was
Oh,
dead and
really?
dry. It had no emotion whatsoever. It's not what I expect out of her, dude. She's way better actress than that. Way better.
Well,
And
maybe
it's
she looked at the source material and thought that's what they did then. I guess I can. I don't know. When you look at the early Mad Max movies, and that's kind of how they were. They were.
no,
It was
Mel
almost like
Gibson
they were
had
shot out of out
no, dude.
of.
Mel Gibson was dripping charisma even when he wasn't speaking, and she's capable of
No,
that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Trust me, I want her to be good at it. I like Charlize Theron. She's one of my favorite actresses, even though she's a psycho. But I still like her. She's really good, dude. But she's not doing well lately. I don't know what's going on with her. But I don't mean to, step on your opinion, but I really, really must protest. She was bad in that movie, dude. And Tom Hardy was ridiculous too. And it's weird because he's another killer actor that has been real crap in the past couple things I've seen him in, which is including this one and Venom. He was bad in Venom, dude.
Really? I haven't
Oh
seen
yeah.
it yet.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Todd.
No, I haven't seen Venom yet. I mean, I've seen like I've always liked all the movies he's been in, and it was he appeared in some Pinky Blinders a few times.
He was
But
killer in that though. He was awesome in
yeah,
that.
it was. Yeah. How about that role he did? He played two twin brothers. That was awesome.
Yeah, that
I
was good
forget the
too.
name of that movie,
Yeah.
but no, I haven't seen Venom yet.
Aaron Aaron says that she's my favorite African American actress, I guess you want to say. Lol. Yeah, no, she is. She's from South Africa, but I doubt she lives there anymore, especially with all the nonsense going on there. But then again, it won't be long before there are no white people in South Africa, either dead or simply transported to Australia. But yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful place with wonderful things going on. Yay, Mandela, you successfully murdered your people. Awesome. Good for you, dude. Good
You, you
job.
know, Charlize Theron and Mad Max guy. I have a opposite opinion.
Hmm.
I thought their acting was good. Charlize, her acting was good, playing a character that is sexually deprived, angry at the world, and has one arm. Um, the Mad Max guy, I thought his acting was good, playing a
I'm
character
sexually deprived. No one gives me a trophy.
that's
Right,
completely
right, Booster.
um, demasculized and totally useless.
Yeah, and
So
that and you like that. You think that's a good thing.
I think they did a good acting job portraying those two characters.
Okay, so at what moment in the movie and which particular accent do you think Hardy did the best at? Was it the first one or the 13th one? Right. I get you playing the devil's advocate, but nah, I was really disappointed in that movie. And the visuals are freaking killer. My favorite character from that movie, other than Immortan Joe, he was great. Was the boy? I can't remember his name in the.
Beast, which is Nicholas.
Nicholas Nickleby.
No,
Oh, what a
Nicholas
day!
Holt.
What a
Holt.
lovely day!
Yeah,
No,
he was
Nicholas
great,
He
Holt.
was
dude.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely great from start to finish.
Yeah, so I mean, there's good points in it. Don't get me wrong; the visuals are killer. It's just, damn, dude. But with all that said, though, are we looking forward to them having a second shot at it? Um,
Well, as long as they recast Mad Max, I think I'd give it another shot.
Here's a hint: why don't we bring back Mel Gibson? How about that? Right?
Is he so accepted in Hollywood?
Well, he's been doing stuff. I mean, just bring him back, dude. Have an old Mel, and maybe we find Mel, and it's so many years later. Maybe he's got himself another woman, and he's got a kid, and we can maybe find a really good actor to kind of carry it on. He's not Max anymore. He's a new character. He's the
Oh,
son of Mad
here's the
Max,
title of that movie: Old Man Max.
Yeah, Old Man
Old Man
Max.
Max. Yeah. But I mean, why not, dude? There's no reason not to, because that character, he doesn't have to be young and vital. You can get away with an older dude doing that character for sure. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'll certainly watch it, but I just can't. That movie
You'll watch it
really.
under protest.
I will watch it under protest because that movie really disappointed me. And the problem is so many people catch on to one thing or visual effects, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," and they don't look at what they're seeing. You know what I mean? I see this all the time. I see these comments from people, and it's like, pay attention a little bit. Just a little bit, right?
So are you talking about looking at the visuals more than looking at the story,
Yes.
like most of Comicsgate?
Oh well. the world I live in. Let's see
And
here.
now we're disavowed. Good job, George.
Disavowed. Thanks, George. Willie Mammoth says, "Lol." The scene where he says his name is so bad. Yeah, right. John Tesher says, "Hey. We got March Hare in here. Nice to see you, dude. Let me see. March Harris. No, so John says the 52nd one was the best. Oh, okay. March Hare says Fury Road was like a brand new Bugatti with absolutely no engine. Oh, that's painful. If you guys don't know what a
Ooh.
Bugatti is, it's the greatest car on the planet. Okay. Charlie says Mad Max Fury Road was originally an old Max story. It should have been. And the only reason Mel wasn't there was because of stupid politics. I mean, so what? He got drunk and he said something we all know is true. He just said it in a vulgar way. The Jews control Hollywood. They do control Hollywood. What are you on about? That is not true. But the fact that he brought it to light in a vulgar way, he got chastised. And I guess he said something negative against blacks once or twice, I suppose. But I think Mel has an alcohol problem. I'm pretty sure.
You think?
There is a little interesting thing here at the side of this article. The dude who
Mhm.
played was in AI, the little boy in AI. Of course, he's in The Boys, and he does a good job. He does a good job. He doesn't look anything like himself. He's gotten all chubby and he's short and chubby. But I thought he did a good job with his character. It's,
You
it's kind
mean
of
Are you talking about Haley Joel Osment? Because that's not him.
yeah?
it isn't. I
That's
thought
not
for
Yeah.
sure it was Haley
no.
Joel Osment. Really? Who
It
is
is
it?
in The Boys, yeah, but not in that little thumbnail that you're looking
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Oh,
That's not
he
Haley
looks
Joel
so
Osment.
he looks so similar, dude.
Well, yeah, they both got that baby face and big chubby cheeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and the beard. But anyway,
Mhm.
Haley Joel Osment. I thought he did a good job, and we'll probably see more of him. I'm thinking. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what to say. Oh yes, no, I'm not following you. Go away. Stop it. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, the Crypt Keeper lives.
So Robert Redford comes out of retirement to play himself in The Watchman. There you go, Booster. They've resurrected Robert Redford for you, so you can watch him kill himself in The Watchmen.
Wow, I can't wait to not watch that.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna watch it either. It's just more nonsense, more crap. But I don't know, because I watched the Doom Patrol, and that's full of
Yeah.
nonsense too. But it's so well done and so wacky. It's kind of like The Boys, right? It's more so actually. But the Doom Patrol was really good. It was really good.
I wonder, this is me speculating because you mentioned that this SJW virus is going away, will
It
eventually
will.
come
It
out.
will. Yeah.
Could could it be possibly that these are signs that it is starting to fade?
That they're
Maybe.
getting more subtle. You mean?
Yeah.
Maybe. It will go away. Of course it will. Everything is cyclical. I think what we're understanding now a little bit is how it felt to be in the 60s, right? With all that crazy stuff that was going on. And the only difference is we have the SNS stuff, social media, which allows it to spread much quicker, but it also allows it to be opposed much quicker. That's the only difference. But I have a feeling that's what it felt like to be in the 60s. I was too young to have any memory of that. I wasn't even born during the initial start of it. But then again, the thing is, if we take that comparison and we expound upon it a little bit, we'll see that a lot of the gains that were picked up in the 60s, like for instance, affirmative action, welfare, all those kind of stuff. Now that we have it on here, 50 plus years later, we see that it has failed absolutely miserably. They intended to help the black community, and what they did was destroy it. So all those gains that we supposedly got picked up out of the 60s have turned out to be an absolute debacle. And people don't learn. What was that quote about? Those who fail to understand history are doomed to repeat it. Is that it? I think it's something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that's the quote.
Yeah. But anyway, anybody have anything on Robert Redford, who literally looks like the Crypt Keeper? Robert.
He's starting to look like the Red Skull.
Yeah, he is. But I don't know. End of his life, he wants to do something. It's cool. This little article, once again, is the hardly anything. We get a lot of these articles that have really nothing in them. But all right, cool. You know, good, I guess. He was in Civil War, wasn't he?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Sorry, he wasn't
Mhm.
bad in it though. He did his part well. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it
Sounds
was.
like sounds like you have an opinion, Todd.
Yeah, go ahead,
No,
dude.
no, he was great in it. No, he's a great actor. You know, I don't know, I'm not sure if he's passed us by or not, but you know, definitely a great actor.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm sure they'll play it well because the thing is going to be the most irritating about the Watchmen is the fact that I'm pretty sure we can be guaranteed it's going to be well done. The acting is going to be very strong. The production value is going to be very high. It's going to be great in every way other than the freaking message, right? And this is the thing that killed them with Star Wars that they didn't understand. It's the reason why outside of America, Star Wars is hurting far worse than it is in America, and it's hurting really bad there. And it's because you know, you're implying politics to a thing that doesn't need outside politics. It has its interior politics, and when you start contradicting the interior politics of the story with your own mainstream politics, you are convoluting the whole thing, right? And this is what they do. And HBO is taking a big bite at that apple with the Watchmen, which is unfortunate because if we think about it, and we've talked about it, Alan Moore's politics was very clear and it worked very well within his story. Now you're going to take his politics and you're going to put it on top of your politics, and you think that's going to go well? Of course it's not. Whatever. I have no trailer
You know,
today.
that's funny
Actually,
regarding Watchmen. Watchmen comes with a preset anger attached to it,
Sure.
a bad taste to the brand, whether it's the books or the spin-off within the DC universe. There's a clear poison attached to it.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what you do. Everyone refers to the Watchmen as the original books by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, right?
Hmm.
That's it. Everything else is fan fiction. It's nonsense. It has absolutely no merit, and it's a waste of energy, creative energy.
Yeah.
People they can actually spend time to create new content and put it in place. But now HBO is taking this poison apple and putting it and spending a lot more money to create something that will definitely uh, it's not going to end well.
Probably not. It
Now,
doesn't feel so. Yeah.
how is this any different than say Captain Marvel, who's been canceled so many times, but they put her on the big screen?
Oh, that's
It's
an
just
agenda for sure. Yeah.
it's baffling. I mean, they how can they the people who are making the decisions, taking these properties and putting them to the screen, haven't they been told that this property is a poison apple, or this property has been canceled multiple times? Why would we put it on the screen? It,
Well, Well, I think George, you bring up a really good point. I guess I would ask everybody here, what property you think that has been hurt the most over the past, I don't know, 50 years, by fan fiction? The fan fiction aspect that he's talking about, that meaning you're coming in with your idea and you're putting it on top of an already established IP, and you screw it up. What do you think which IP has suffered the most from that? You think, Todd
well,
or George? Go ahead, George.
I would throw out Green Lantern was the start of the the problem. I wouldn't go as far back as Spider-Man 3.
Oh, dude,
Um,
I go further back than that. Uh, I would say Conan. You know,
Conan
Hmm?
by Aquaman guy
I'm just
or Schwarzenegger guy.
on and on. Even Schwarzenegger isn't Conan at all. I love the movie though, but that has certainly been affected by fan fiction. Something more recently for me would be Star Wars, of course. That's the easy answer, I suppose. What do you
Yeah.
think about that, Todd?
Well, definitely, definitely Star Wars. But how far back do you want to go? You know?
Well, I went back to
Um,
Conan.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Well,
1980.
Jeez, when it kills me to see Spider-Man be a song and dance man and do a little soft shoe. That
That
really
was
kills
hard.
me.
That was hard. You're right. That
Yeah.
was hard. Yeah, yeah. Bullet says 50 Shades of Grey. Bullet, you can get the hell out of here, dude. What are you doing with that? How dare you poison my mind, even though for a second? Damn you, sir. Dinale, you have an answer to that one?
Um,
Uh,
GI Joe, He-Man, Transformers,
oh, God, yeah.
Oh, gee,
um,
take your time.
Don
You know,
Dondro Dondar the Barbarian.
Thunder the Barbarian. What are you talking about?
You have to think about the comics. Have you seen the comics that they
No.
made?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, I guess I was spared. Uh,
Yeah.
the CW in general, I guess. Bob
See,
says.
yeah, see,
Yeah. Oh
he
no.
won it. He won that right there.
There you go.
Oh yeah, he wins. That's the winner.
That's the winner right there.
Yeah.
Right. I would say the CW doesn't work because they seem to forget what they're adapting. They're supposed to be adapting a series of superhero novels, but they want to write teen fiction, yeah, teen drama,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's why CW shows do not work.
Well, for us, I think for the kids, maybe they work just fine.
Oh, I probably love
Right.
that crap, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
but not to mention the other really big problem to CW is that they want to have both 20 episode seasons and 40-minute episodes, right? And
Wow.
so they have to fill up the space with absolute junk. I'd say Daredevil and the Boys worked, and all the DC Universe shows, except for bloody Titans, they all worked because they went for shorter seasons. You get a tighter story with that, less
It's true.
filler and crap. CW shows are filled to the brim with filler and pointless arguments. It is, it is insufferable to go through.
It is. Well, I watched episode 1 of Supergirl, the CW Supergirl, and I couldn't believe it was actually put on film. It was so horrible. It was really bad. But yet they're coming in season 5, and I'm like,
Well, you
wow,
can
dude.
only
Man, they just
imagine
pumped that
the
crap
audience
up.
for CBS watching that because it was originally on CBS.
Oh, was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
And
I saw
Daredevil only got 3 bloody seasons. Ugh.
great seasons though. Great,
You know they're
one
gonna
better after the other.
recast. Yeah, they're gonna have, and unfortunately, they're gonna recast the actor, which is a shame.
It is. He did a great job.
If they don't have the same everything, for Daredevil, I don't see the point.
I don't think he'll have another Daredevil for a while.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
It will be in 2 years when the contract for the blackout date is done.
Yeah. Well,
which is
Daredevil.
if we're lucky, we'll
Go
get Ben Affleck again.
ouch, low blow, sir, low blow.
Though, I have to make a statement about the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. Most people see the theatrical cut, and it's horrible. It's really bad because Ben Affleck sucks. He always sucks. But if you see the director's cut, it actually improves it by magnitudes, dude. It still has its issues, but if you haven't seen the director's cut, I suggest you go watch that because it really improves it a lot more than you would
what's the
expect it
difference?
could.
What would the difference be?
Well, Ben talks a lot less in it. The mood and the use of music is a lot better. It almost feels like a completely different movie, though the way it's put together. You have to see the director's cut of that, and you'll understand. It's just better. It's just better. And mainly, it's because they cut a lot of the dialogue out from Ben Affleck. Because the problem is when he speaks, right? That's the problem. He's a pretty boy. You just have him standing there being pretty. It's fine. It's kind of like when you put Arnold in a movie. Well, then again, Arnold's bad accent and bad stuff can be quite funny though. He's like Keanu Reeves. There you go. Keanu Reeves. Don't give him much dialogue, and you're good to go, right?
Right.
And I think
And
Ben
make
is very
sure
similar.
Ben Affleck closes his bloody mouth.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, he's a mouth breather.
I
Yeah.
couldn't stand mouth breathing Batman. Hey.
Yeah. Eric says that he binged The Boys and loved it. I'm glad to hear about it here. We're going to talk about it next week, dude. I agree with all the positive sentiments because it is really, really well done. I have a little bit of, I don't know what I think about it, but it is well done. It's killer.
We
Eric
should get a few
Hawkins.
fans in here. We should get a few fans in here for that.
We should. Yeah. Maybe Eric and March Hare can come on up here and talk to us about it.
I'm currently reading through the comics right now.
Yeah. Well, you see the thing now. I wonder if that's going to affect you, because you're reading it after the fact. Because
Yes.
like I said, I love The Boys. It'll be interesting. You'll have to tell us what you think after you finish the series, dude.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move away from Mr. Redford here. He's starting to burn into my soul. Uh, let's go. I want to go over this picture. I
I,
will come back to the stories in a minute, but I want to show you this
all right.
picture. Denali, tell them what
These
they're
are
looking
the
at.
Eternals, huh?
Well, welcome
Spoilers.
your new Eternal cast.
Mhm.
Oh
If you didn't,
no.
if you didn't believe they were cast
What?
as the Eternal, there you go. Confirm.
What's happening with that Asian woman's face in the middle?
Bad things, dude.
Chester, examine, zoom in on that face.
Actually, yeah, it's funny that you're noticing her. The one that I think stands out to me the most is the little girl.
Why, because of her weird haircut? No, that woman's. She has a. Can I say monkey face without being called a racist or? Uh... oh no!
I
What's
actually
happening?
I think she looks more like a badger, but okay.
Badger? That works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
go with Badger.
Well, she's not a pretty lady. Oh well. Anyway,
Uh,
Pumpkin's
I'm
100%.
thinking Jack Kirby's stirring in his grave right now.
This
And
is the
unfortunately,
cast of Eternals,
she's
by the way.
standing next to Selma Hayek. That's poor woman.
Well, here's that doesn't help. But here's let me throw a wrench in the works here, just real quick. We know the Eternal. We're comic book dudes, so we know the Eternals. We know the New Gods. Not everybody knows that stuff. They weren't particularly popular, to be fair. Just like Guardians of the Galaxy. But we know these characters. Now, how about this though? I know why they are all one of every color. I get that. But the idea of the Eternals representing all the different cultures of the world is not that bad an idea, really. You know what I mean? But that's not why they're doing it. This is absolute stupid SJW politics. But what do you guys think about the idea of the Eternals representing the cultures of Earth?
I mean, it kind of makes sense in the context of
It
what it
does.
is,
It does, yeah.
but they're not. They didn't think about that.
They didn't. Yeah.
when they cast it, so they're gonna waste that opportunity.
Yep.
You know.
The thing that's kind of getting me is they're other than the girl, they're all older. These are older. Even the dude in the middle who seems a bit younger, he's not young. They're all older people. So maybe they're going for of course of course they're going to do Game of Thrones it, I'm sure. But it's like they don't fit the physicality necessary. You know what I mean? Like, who's the big Asian dude go to play? The guy here on the far right. What you know? What I mean, he's got a head I'm literally gigantic head. This black dude over here, dude, he's pudgy little bastard. I mean, that's cool. I got some pudge going on too, but you're playing a freaking Eternal, dude. You better be working out. You better be working out. I'm looking at you, dude. I see you. I don't know, man.
The guy with the big face, though, if you took him, you could take his face off of that body and put it on a huge guy, and it makes
You
more
could.
sense.
You could. You could.
'Cause
I
his
feel like the
face is-
Eternals and the New Gods are having this race to see who could be the absolute biggest SJW insufferable adaptation to Jack Kirby's legacy.
Yeah. Well, I wish I
You
could
think-
get. Yeah, go ahead, Denelli.
I was gonna say, that does bring an idea. Do you think that that's what they're gonna be doing? Is CGIing most of these characters?
That would be expensive as hell, dude.
Oh, that'd be
This-
hilarious. That'd be, the CG characters are actually Jack Kirby's designs to a T.
Yeah. No,
But this Disney. But this is Disney who paid almost $1 billion to make Captain Marvel $1 billion movie that nobody talks about.
yeah, and that's not that. Is that to also take into account that those 25 seats in every theater of every showing that someone mysteriously bought, spending hundreds of millions of dollars to do so. Of course, we know Disney did that. We can't prove it, I suppose. But yeah, they spent a lot of money to make that popular. But the little girl is actually playing the little guy in the thing, I believe. The little kind of
Sprite.
the sprite, yeah, the pan
Sprite.
character. So that's a gender swap right there. And yeah, I don't know.
Like it's a gender swap and skin swap. Let me see who else. I think for the exception of uh,
The white
and
dude.
the
Redhead.
white dude. Everybody else has been gender and race swapped.
Look how scared he is, though. Look at the guy. Look at his face. He is absolutely terrified. Look at him. I'm the one white dude here. I better not say a single thing wrong. I have to watch every word I say. I have to watch every body language and gesture I say. Look at him. Right? He's terrified. Yeah, see the thing, if they were coming at a creative way where they were literally representing the cultures of Earth, I think that could be fun. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But we know that's not what's going on here. I don't know, dude. I really wish I could have loaded the other picture that Dinale put up. If you're on the fan speak on Facebook, go check it out because I couldn't load it. It wouldn't load. I had to go find another one. But that one reminded me a lot. You remember a couple of weeks ago? We looked at the Ghostbusters cast photo. They were on set, and it looked like the Lifetime. I'm sorry I did drugs and got pregnant, mommy, type of movie, right?
Yeah.
It looks like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bill says Sprite was a trans to begin with. Okay. Yeah. But if you say so. But I don't know. I think this little girl is one of those. I don't know what they call them. I don't think she's as young as she looks. I think she's one of those older people that looks young. I feel so if you look at her face, which isn't a problem. That means her acting will be better. Of course, he's terrified. He has a chimpanzee next to him. Yes, he does. Sprite is a trans now. Guess it's why I don't drink it. I see. Oh, goodness gracious. That was pretty good, actually. You're redeemed from your previous horrible statement, sir. The soft murder of the ginger race. Yeah, once again, another ginger replaced, right? Anyway, let me go back over to a story. I couldn't resist to show this off. It's so ridiculous. It's so
Go
today.
to the Go to the Wu assassin story.
Okay. You want me to go there instead? Let me see. Where is that one? Is that this one?
Netflix.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Now scroll down.
More?
Yep. More. There you go. Official trailer.
Oh, that's what you wanted me to do. I
Yeah.
get it. Well, this article though, it is
Mhm.
talking about this Netflix assassins, and they're saying it's the Iron Fist. It should have been, but it's like, hold on a second. Didn't Netflix make Iron Fist? Hmm.
They did, but they're saying this is actually good.
All right, here we go. Ooh,
Since the
hot. Gotta
beginning
turn
of
that down.
time,
Turn that down. Turn.
Yeah. You're gonna
Wow,
have to
that's
pause.
really loud,
worlds
dude.
have brought suffering.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. But
Godiva.
is this the trailer for the trailer? I always love
Yes,
it when
Yes, this is the trailer before the trailer.
All right, well we
We
got
saw. Go ahead.
no. We got a very standard Chinese armor, Chinese looking stuff, but it looks to be very poor quality. Look at that armor in the back. This is not good production already.
To our world.
Uh oh.
But 1,000 monks sacrificed themselves to empower a chosen one. to
Coming
stop
into the
them.
blue light. Okay.
I've been looking
Stop.
for you, Kai.
No, I'm gonna back up this second here. Hold on, let me back up. She's not bad looking. No, I don't want you. There we go. Yeah, she's not bad looking. Her eyes are a bit crooked, but she's
That
pretty.
hair could use work.
What'd you say?
Eyes.
She needs something to do with that hair. Why does it stand up tall like that? It looks ridiculous. Bring that down, love. Goodness me.
That would be better. Yeah. She's not bad. You guys know I am biased to the Asian though. I put my
No.
hands up.
That does have the yellow fever. Yes,
I
yes.
do. I love me the Asian girl. Oof. But all right, continue. Here, you take this. Now you have power.
Their strength flows through you. Their faces will protect you.
Oh no.
What is going on?
You're here because San Francisco is where the
What?
path of the Wu
Uh-oh.
Is that the guy from John Wick 3 in the mirror?
I'm just a sheriff.
Oh.
No, Kai.
Yeah.
What
You
is happening?
are the Wu assassin.
Let's stop.
Well, first of all, that Chinese was horrible. They're obviously not natives. And also the production value looks really bad, dude. Wow.
Okay, I have a prediction.
Yeah, I saw him punch that boulder and look terrible.
Yeah, no, the
If I-
production value is bad.
Yeah, I have a prediction. If Netflix comes out with another movie about somebody who has very hard to see problem,
Mhm.
and is able to beat up bad guys, I think I know where they're going.
Okay. Um, uh, let's see here. What? Chester likes Asian women? Who knew? Sorry. Uh, pause. Go back to what he was punching. Okay, I'll do that. Damn it,
Yeah, it
Round Eye
looks
Chester. Oh,
terrible.
goodness gracious. Looks like Shogun Warriors or Saint Seiya. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The Saint Seiya remake was horrible, dude. Let me go back and find that. Where is he punching the boulder here?
I'm just a sheriff.
No, Kai. You are the
Yeah,
war
that's
assassin.
really bad. Really, really bad.
Their strength flows through you.
Oh my
It's
God. Look at how
Oh
bad that
no.
is, dude.
Oh
Their strength
no.
flows through you.
Look at the boulder. It's CG'd boulder. You can. Oh, come on, dude. You could have put a plaster of Paris in there, get a team, painted it up, and it would look perfect. Would have looked perfect. They've been doing it for freaking decades. They've been doing it since the freaking silent film era. And you got a CG, a horrible CG, might I add, a boulder in a room. Come on, dude. Oh, that
we have
is.
more money
Oh
to
my
build
God.
to
This
see
is
a boulder than
everything
actually.
Iron Fist wasn't, boys.
Yeah.
This is what Iron Fist needed. Iron Fist didn't not have nearly enough CGI boulders. That would have fixed it. Not fixing that awful bloody Game of Thrones actors acting with his. "Ugh, I'm so conflicted. I'm taught how to be calm, and yet I'm always pissing myself with anger. No. No. What we needed was more CGI boulders.
uh, oh, excuse me. Gotta kill me.
The
That's really
faces
bad.
will protect you.
What's this got to do with me?
You're here because San Francisco is where the
Oh,
path of the
this
Wu
is you in the future. You lose your hair.
I'm just a sheriff.
No, Kai. You
Wow. Oh God, that Chinese is so bad, dude. Oh, anyway,
are the war assassin.
my Chinese sounds better than that.
So that's funny. The more superhero he becomes, the bolder he gets.
I guess. Of course, that actor, I can't remember his name offhand, but that's a pretty good actor, actually. The guy, the bald guy. If it's who I think he is, it is who I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in John Wick 3.
Kill the head of the
One of the bad
triad.
guys.
He's
He was
a
great.
father.
I have to try.
We have to help Kai save the world.
Whatever happens.
Well, it does look like an anime. It has all those typical little check boxes that you gotta have. You gotta have the cool car, sexy girl standing in front of it. You gotta have the action in the hallway and the very bad acting. You need all that. Yeah.
back. Her family, High Brothers Dog Pound. We up in Chinatown.
Oh, we got hip hop too.
You heard the woman? Chop chop.
Get the Wu-Tang Clan here. Sorry, can't afford the Wu-Tang.
Well, here's the thing. Do you guys even know what Wu means? Do you understand who the Wu were?
Wasn't Wu Marshall
Who
or,
were the Wu?
or a warrior?
No, the Wu were they're kind of like the Olympians. They're the Chinese gods of the animistic religion before Buddhism came in. They lived down, of course, along the Yellow River, of course, living in the clouds of the mountains, and they were gods like Zeus and Athena and things like that. But it was Chinese version. They're obviously making some well, I'm assuming the writer knows anything at all, but. I just assume that's the point. So they're like some kind of godly assassins, I guess is what that's trying to tell me. I don't know. Oh, someone died. Oh, she's kicking ass. Oh, gung fu. Oh, lesbianism.
At least they're hot lesbians.
Yeah, which is never the truth, right? It's never.
Oh yeah, not in real life. Only in porn, my friends.
Yes.
They do not exist in real life.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, wushu. Yeah, exactly, Bullet. You think they're going with the wushu woo and not the original meaning of woo? Maybe. You're probably right.
Woohoo?
Wushu.
Is it like noodles?
No, it's a type of theatrical fighting. It actually doesn't have any actual combat purpose. It's what came out of in China. They were tournaments and stuff, doing kata tournaments like for karate and stuff like that. But of course, kung fu. But the wushu came out of that as a way to be very fancy and show it off. It's not very combat effective. It's more of a tournament show thing. It's kind of like fencing used to be much more about swords, and now it's all about just flicking a switch type of thing. I mean switch as in a long stick that snaps, right? Wushu come out of that. It's not actual combat effective like gung fu or the combat type of tai chi or something like that. Anyway.
You ready? Are you?
Yes, he's ready with his fire because he's from Mortal Kombat.
It hurts.
Who are you?
Oh, they're doing the always fight scene. The immortal, I mean, Wu assassin.
It ain't him.
Well, it looked half decent when they weren't trying to use bloody CGI.
Whoa. Okay, stop doing that.
Oh, the fight choreography isn't terrible.
You're giving me aneurysms. Oh, I don't know. I clicked something. Don't do that, Chester. Stop it. All right. Okay. Damn it, dude. That looks horrible.
Yeah.
It does have the Raid Boy in it, though. So, you know.
It wants to be Iron Fist. Please look at the. Trust me, it's better than Iron Fist. It has Asians.
Oh, is
Can you
that
believe
the
Iron
reason
Fist
why
has
it's better?
Asians. I
Is
bet.
it? Yeah.
I bet you.
Well, let me read through it real quick.
It has lesbians and Asians. That's what Iron Fist needed to be better.
Let me check it out. Netflix Wu Assassins is a martial art crime drama featuring action stars like Iko Uwais and Mark whatever the hell that name is. The cast and concepts were already pretty exciting, but now we've seen the trailer. It almost feels like Netflix's response to Iron Fist's negative reception. Okay, Wu Assassins looks like the version of Iron Fist everyone wanted all along. Okay, everyone. An urban martial art drama with mystic elements featuring a predominantly Asian cast performers who actually know how to fight. Well, that's a fair point. Though that is a fair point. Just to drive the point home, the hero glows with a golden chosen one energy. Well, they always do. You ever read any Chinese mythology?
That guy they got to play bloody Danny Rand had no idea how to fight.
Yeah, that was, and they didn't give him time to learn. He was just thrown into it, dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the second season, he wasn't even Iron Fist, so it didn't really matter, did it?
That's true. That's true.
No.
Yeah. Heavily inspired by the 70s kung fu movies. Of course, they were. We all know that. The trailer introduced Kai Jin, a young chef. Oh, okay, in San Francisco, Chinatown. That's never been done before 1,000 times. A young chef who was also a martial artist. Who made that famous? What's his name? Jackie something. Jackie Chan, I think. Yeah, that's his name. But the supporting cast includes whoever. I don't care. About the Viking lady, Louis Tan into the bat. I do like him though. Byron Mann, whatever. Could care less. I don't care anything about any of this. And the only thing that mattered to you is this one line right here. The whole article is for this. Predominantly Asian cast.
And CGI boulders.
Mm-hmm. The problem is it's not hard to do better than Iron Fist. It was so dismal, right? I mean, and this probably will be better.
I've been trudging along that second season for over a year now.
Oh, dude, it's horrible. Don't even do it.
It's so bad.
It is really bad.
Watch it?
No,
I just depressed.
Yeah, but
that's
see,
gonna make you depressed, Todd.
Don't do it. The only thing it was worth watching out of the Knights series that came out of Netflix was 3 seasons of Daredevil, which was awesome, and the first half season of Luke Cage. Everything else was crap. It was crap. Iron Fist was crap. Jessica Jones was crap. The Defenders was definitely crap. It's all crap.
Cottonmouth carried Luke Cage.
Yeah. Although Cottonmouth was the only reason the thing was cool, and now he's Blade, so that could be cool though. I like that actor.
I don't really know what that.
He doesn't look the part, but he's a great actor, dude.
Now I'm afraid because rumor were saying that he'll be playing a Muslim Blade.
Well, yeah, but They haven't even started
Well,
writing the
Uh,
script yet, dude. So we don't know that,
it's
and
probably there's no way.
yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Blade certainly carried a lot of Christian elements simply because he's fighting vampires. But if you look at the Wesley Snipes movie, if you were to make any kind of religious claim, he seemed Buddhist to me,
right.
right?
Hmm.
So, but I don't know that it matters so much. I'm going to definitely give that a shot because I like that actor a lot. That dude kicks ass. Now, I probably stand in the minority. Season 2 of Punishers was absolutely horrible, but season 1 wasn't bad. It was all right. I think. Yeah, that whole run was horrible. The only good thing out of it was Daredevil, and literally each season got better one after the other. And and the guy who did Daredevil, what's his name?
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox. He did a great job, but the thing that really made that series worth it is frickin' D'Onofrio, dude, as Kingpin. God, he killed that dude.
Yeah, crazy good stuff.
Yeah,
Absolute charisma.
yeah.
He
Oh, yeah. Go
he
ahead.
was just owned every scene he was in. I remember when I first saw him, right, when they first introduced him, I was thinking, "This the Kingpin? He seems like a little puppy, right?" And he's trying to have a dinner with Vanessa, and one of those little henchmen interrupts, and I was like, "This guy seems like a little pussy. He's getting bossed around." Yeah, that scene where he's smashing that guy's head with a car door later on
Yeah.
made me shut the hell up.
Oh yeah, no, dude, he killed it. Of course, this guy is a great actor anyway. And I will give one other shout out for that series of shows. David Tennant playing the Purple Man was awesome. He did do a
Yeah,
Yes,
good job. But Jessica
that
Jones,
made.
yeah, go
I
ahead,
was gonna
I
Denali.
say.
want to see him as the Riddler one day. I think he'd make a fantastic Riddler.
Oh, he
Yeah,
might, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got through Jessica Jones first season because of David Tennant.
Well,
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to finish that series. To be
well,
honest.
it's just so horribly miscast is the problem. It's really miscast. She's not the right person to play that role. I like her in other things. She does well in that, but she's miscast. She's miscostumed for damn sure. It's just not the right choice. If they had made a better casting choice, it could have been better. I don't have anything against her particularly because I've seen her other things I like, but she's the wrong choice for Jessica Jones. She just simply is. She didn't capture what she needed to do. Anyway, whatever. Let me see here. Yeah, we've talked about this a lot, but you can go ahead and touch on it again, Denali.
Which part? Oh yeah,
Mm.
the Star Wars Galaxy Edge proves Disneyland is made for childless millennials. So basically, this is from Mashable Asia. Basically, they're talking about you know, you know what, parents, you're actually wrong. They've been actually changing it for us, the childless people, because we spend more money than you, the parents, and
Okay,
you better like it.
I see. No, yeah, I see what they're saying. It's interesting that Mashable has an Asian. I wonder if the Asians know there's a Mashable in Asia. I kind of don't think so. But it's, yeah, no, we've talked this to death. We're not going to get into this too much, but we know they're doing horribly. We know that millennials are all about the things they're on, but they don't spend money. Is really what it comes down to. John Cheddarster says season 2 of Daredevil was not as good as season 1 for sure. It was mediocre at best. I'd say the Daredevil part was probably less, but the Kingpin stuff was
Punisher.
better. Oh,
Season 2, Punisher stole Daredevil season 2.
That really was a Punisher.
yeah, he
Hmm.
did. The Punisher was really good too. But I get it. A lot of people don't like second season as well. I think it had some great moments. The season 3 was the best so far. Eric Hawkins says,
Oh,
I like,
easily.
yeah, uh,
Bullseye. Oof.
that's true. Yeah.
I wanted to
Uh,
see more Bullseye so badly, and I'm bummed out I won't be.
Well, they portrayed him in an interesting way too. I thought it was pretty cool. Eric says, "I like Iron Fist, but hear me out. I know nothing about the character other than he is Iron Fist. I knew nothing of the mythos behind the character. I love Daredevil. I was 100% satisfied with it, especially the third season. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't make it
The
to
thing was,
episode
I don't
one.
know a thing about Iron Fist either. I just think it was battle on its own.
Yeah, no, I agree. And John said he didn't make it to episode 1 of Jessica Jones. It's really a hot mess, dude. It really is. But every time David Tennant's on the screen, he eats it. He devours it, dude. He is wonderful in it. It's worth watching just to see what David Tennant does in that series. Although it is hard to get through because she's so poorly, it's so wrongly cast. It really is. And like I said, I'm not picking on that actress. It's not her fault, right? But anyway, moving on here. We talked about that. Oh no, CB, say it isn't so.
Right, from Bounty into Comics, Marvel Comics hired Overwatch writer Alyssa Wan after calling CB Sabalski a racist.
And why
And
does
he
she call
said
him a racist?
because of his time when he was using a pen name of a Japanese as a Japanese name, or a Japanese name as a pen name.
Okay, and why is that
as an
racist?
Asian.
Just curious.
Because you're taking real money from real Asian that would deserve it.
And has a single Asian that lives in Asia complained about it? Just one, particularly Japan.
And I can't use a pen name like Carlos Escobar for my little Mexican fan fiction.
You most certainly
It's
can.
not allowed. Not
Yeah.
allowed. It'll make me super duper racist.
It's so stupid.
Might be able
though.
to get into America easier though.
You might be able to. That's true. No, a nom de plume is anything you want it to be, actually. And there's no racism involved at all. And the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about CB, although he's feckless and useless, and he's not obviously not in charge of anything, I get all that, and I agree. But CB was over here in Asia in Japan, particularly for a very long time. He spent most of his time over here in Asia, and he was very much part of the culture. I don't know, but I'm assuming he probably speaks some Japanese. And he did a lot of things over here, and he loves it. And when I saw him at Tokyo Comic Con, I got an understanding of CB a lot clearer than I had before. I actually went up and talked to him and shook his hand said hello. But the thing I noticed about him over there, one, he was super interactive with everybody. Of course, all the people there were pretty much Japanese, right? He was doing a really good job being at a con, I think. But when I saw him on stage, the whole thing he was talking about was the things he was doing in Japan, and that's where his real passion is. The manga and the various things that he's still involved with here in Japan, and he made a crossover with Marvel, even though Marvel probably didn't want nothing to do with it. But that's where his love lies. And him taking that pen name, I'm sure, was showing a complete respect to the Japanese culture. I don't even know what that name was. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. I might be able to tell you what he was trying to infer. Let me see here. What is that?
I think it says in the article.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Yeah. Trying to find it here. Yeah, she's a nasty little thing, isn't she?
Akira Yoshida.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So
Akira Yoshida.
Well, obviously, what is he doing? He's referencing maybe the manga with Akira, or possibly the great director, and of course Yoshida being a famous manga character. So he's showing respect to Japanese culture by taking a pen name that reflects it. Yeah, you bastards. And she's a nasty little thing. Why are women cussing so much these days? I don't like it, dude. I don't like it. I don't like it. A woman shouldn't be
She
foul
just
mouthed
comes
like
off
that.
as volatile. What? Why would you hire that? And she writes for Overwatch. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, she's the right
Oh, she's
color, and she's
awful.
American. And I watched something with my wife the other day. She wanted to watch it, so we watched it, and it was horrible. But it was called I forget what they called it, but Blown Away. It was on Netflix. It was about glass blowing, and they had like a little competition.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
very good.
it was absolutely horrible, dude. It's like,
do you
for
mean?
one, show us how you do the thing instead of you're all just talking about drama the whole way. Second of all, the person who won was an absolutely ultra woke lesbian lady, and her work was nowhere near close to the other people. But the thing,
Wait. But he failed. Like her work in the end was better than his. He
No, it
failed
wasn't,
at
dude. No
the end.
way. No way. I don't
Dude,
agree at all, dude.
oh really?
At all. No,
I'm actually
no.
kind of familiar with Blowing Glass.
Oh, I'm sure you are. But that was just nonsense TV, though. I mean, why didn't they take any time to show why they're doing this? How are they doing this? Where's the technique? Nothing. It's just another stupid drama reality show, right? But beyond that, the little Japanese girl in there, my wife was offended by, actually, because we kept going on about everything she did was Japanese, 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 Japanese. And obviously, she knows nothing about Japanese culture because everything she did was wrong, but yet her whole identity was about being Japanese, even though she's an American. See, it's the thing. I mean, my mother's family are Irish, and my dad's family are, well, they're Norwegian, but they were in Scotland for a very long time. And I appreciate my history. I enjoy looking at my genealogy, but I'm not Irish. I'm not
But she
Norwegian.
was paying, but she was just paying tribute to the culture. She probably had a mixed, bringing up, but she must have had a sort of affinity
She was an
for her
annoying
Japanese side.
little bitch, dude. She was an arrogant little bitch. That's what she was. Right? And it was intolerable, insufferable even.
You're
Anyway,
harsh.
well, it's the truth, dude, and it's not just my opinion. Of course, my wife is never vulgar, and she's a very nice person. But she even had, the insufferable thing probably would be how I would translate her opinion. But yeah, no, it's yeah, typical nonsense, dude. Do I have anything else to talk about? No,
I think that's it. I think
that's
we're
it.
done for today.
All right, let me come back over
We'll
the other
leave you with
side.
this picture.
Yes, forever and ever. Uh, yeah, no, sorry to get sidetracked on the blown away thing, but that was just ridiculous because I thought it could have been cool, Todd, if they had taken time to explain what they're doing with this technique and where, what this tool is and how this evolved, or just give us an actual understanding of how glass is blown, how the whole process works. That would have been cool. Right, but they didn't do any of that, and there was so much politic in it the whole time. And dude, that final set, that guy did a whole room full of high-end, very difficult level of glass blowing, right? And she did some kind of, I want the whole world. We need to make the world androgynous and transgender. And men need to carry babies. This whole nonsense with her, it was ridiculous. She put freaking
The
glass
egg.
sausages through a cast iron freaking frying pan, dude. And you're saying that's better than what that dude did? Are you serious?
I thought her egg was pretty cool.
Uh,
I think he had done really, really good the whole way. Like everything he did was excellent, and
mhm.
I thought he let us down at the end.
Well, did he, or did you simply not see what he was making? Because think about this, if you pay attention, in the very last episode, they didn't show him doing what he was doing hardly at all. They didn't show what he was making. They didn't talk to him about what his purpose was or his plan was. The whole show was about her. The whole thing was about her. We don't even know at the end. We saw what he was doing, and it was so much. It was like, ooh, where'd that all come from? Because they didn't even show any of the making or the reason behind the making, dude. The whole thing was about her from beginning to end, and you could see by the quality of stuff he showed, even though they didn't show during the show, but in the final reveal, how good the quality was. And we'd already learned during the show, by simple little comments here or there, that of the complexity of what he had done, right? But they
Hmm.
intentionally didn't show you anything from him in that final episode, dude. Right?
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, I know that was all about politics the whole time. Everybody, all the guests. I have to say, the main lady, she obviously was a feminist. She was obviously leaning toward the women, but she was fair. She was fair. That's a good thing. But there was a lot of nonsense in that. It was just another stupid reality show, and it's too bad because it could have been really cool. I think. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, she made a womb for men out of glass. Yeah, I know, Bill. It's stupid. And they were like, "Yeah, I think that's the future." We all agree. We agree that's the future. No, it isn't. Men don't want to carry no damn babies. That's women's job. Besides, why do you hate women so much? What are you hating on women so much? You take away the one thing they can do that men can't. You got to take that away from them. You just women hater. Misogyny everywhere, left and right. She's
The
not
hell are you
bringing
guys on
art.
about?
We're on about the TV show. That's a Netflix show. Sorry, dude. I'm going to
Oh
stop. I'm
man.
going to shut up. Baron. Oh no, Bullet. That's rough. But anyway, guys. Thank you very much. And CB is a huge weeb. Yeah, I believe he is. At least she looks cute, Dragon said. Yeah, well, that's true. But you guys got anything to say before we get out of here today?
You can't make fun of the Asian. That's just Wong.
Oh, oh.
Oh boy, no. Bad Chester.
Was that?
Bad Chester. God, I
Yeah.
get blamed
Bad
for
Chester.
everything.
Yeah,
Bad
you should be
Chester
blamed.
because he
Well, it makes me.
I'm all your fault.
Yes.
and Bad Booster for that.
It reminds me of when I was a kid and I'd come home from being out at school or whatever. I come home late. My brother had done something stupid like taking a TV apart or something. He'd always take crap like that. He could never put anything back together, and I got in trouble for it. I wasn't even in the house, and I get in trouble for the stupid stuff my brother did. It's just God. It continues into my adulthood. Goodness. The drag, yeah, John's right, Dragon. The show's called Blown Away. I suggest not to watch it because it doesn't show you anything about glass blowing. I think it could have been cool though. That's why I watched it. It was like, oh, maybe I can learn a little bit more. Because I watch shows about woodworking, metalworking, glass blowing. I've watched a lot of that stuff over the years, and it's very interesting. But nope, they didn't. They didn't bother to show us a damn thing, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just politics.
You wasted your time.
Well, my wife wanted to watch it, and she walked away, and I actually watched the rest of it myself. Oh God, blame Chester, right? Spread that hashtag. Let's see how many people click on it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. That was a lot of fun. We had some interesting stories. I watched the trailer to see if we get a copyright strike. They hate that these days, which I still find odd, but it is what it is. But definitely check out what Todd is doing and what George are doing. They both have projects that are ongoing, and we certainly want to support them. Just give a shout out real quick, Todd, on what you got going on right now, and then George after that, please.
Yeah, right now what's out is Graveyard Shift 2, which you can find on Indiegogo and Indicron. We're putting together a brand channel with a co-op of creators, sort of a collective of people, to try to just push whatever the current books are and create a channel that we drive to our own channels. So we're just trying to up the ante on subscribers by having a lot of recognizable people be involved, and then we're gonna try to, get your own. Like everyone's sort of gonna cross promote each other, and hopefully some more subscribers will come out of that.
Sure, that's a good idea. Sounds awesome. George?
Joe King on Indiegogo. Get it now before September. That's when I close it out for good. And the first printing and all the perks that come with the campaign will never be offered again, especially the 5 original full-page illustration option. That is not going to be offered again. But it's 96 pages, which is now exploded to 120 pages, and it's a fun adventure for everybody. Joe King versus the world's greatest average hero.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right. And of course, I'm going to turn it over here to Dinale in a second. But Booster, I just had a brainstorming moment. It was one of those epiphany moments. The heavens opened up and hallelujah. It was
I have
happening.
those sometimes.
It was happening. I do. And I just thought and came up with your very first series you can do on your channel, which has no content. The very first one.
Yeah?
I know what it's going to
What's
be
that?
called.
What?
Booster's Blow Up Doll. I think it'd be awesome.
I don't like that at all.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
even have a blow up doll.
Well, you can always
Wait,
acquire
what?
one.
What do you mean you don't have one? I swear I've
No,
seen
I had
pictures.
to bury her. She was getting too mouthy.
That has depths to that humor. That was a good one, Bush. That was a good job. There's layers there. All right, Dinale,
She
take
doesn't
us out
have
of
layers
here.
anymore.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for TFT. Hopefully, you were here to watch it live because we don't know if there'll be copies.
Sorry, Tammy.
Tammy. But join us tomorrow for Buck's Very Basement, where we're continuing Gehenna Rising, the Boston by Night Vampire the Masquerade game. I think we have like about 2 more sessions.
Two. I'd say 2. Tomorrow and 1 more. Yeah.
Yep. So join us for those penultimate episodes. Join us for the rest of the week where we are doing Comics News Today, and then Blacklist Universe Drawn in Quarter. And then the Drawn in Quarter will be, for Fan Edition, will be Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, which will be awesome. We'll let you know if we have any guests for Fan Speak this Saturday at 8 p.m. and then followed by our TFT at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Join my newsletter for at dinalescomics at gmail.com for the Immortal Mask. I'm working hard on it. It's amazing. I'm having so much fun working on this and, creating a world that's awesome, building these characters, and everything is snapping together like a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm starting to see it, the whole picture, and it's just getting awesome and awesome as I'm going. So I hope everybody joins that and getting connected by that. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Absolutely.
Namaste.
Booster, they're over here talking about blowjobs in the chat. I got this great story. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Namaste.
Later.
Mm.
Later.